I was just kidding around with you earlier, Vaughn, about our guys being loose. I mean, we're here. We have an hour inside to work out at batting cages. The pitchers are doing their little 2-ball game. The guys are having fun in the cages, and it's probably about the loosest group of guys we've had in the 3 years I've been here. So we're having fun. This is the time of the year you find out as a coach if you've done your job all season. Coaching kind of takes a backseat to playing right now. One thing I kind of learned about myself that during the course of this year that's hopefully will help me in my coaching future as I move forward as a coach is, I'm a control freak. I guess anybody that coaches long enough is. What I'm learning is this time of the year and the more talented teams you have to corral them. You can't really control them. So, our job right now is we've controlled everything we can control. That's learning, the game, teaching the game, teaching how we do things. Now it's just a matter of corralling the guys and pointing them in the right direction. So, we're having fun today, and we'll come out tomorrow and we'll have fun, win or lose, and I just think it's the right thing to do, especially with this club. We've been constant with a few guys. The top of the order, Marlon Gibbs. Again, I don't know, after 3 years, I don't know what I'm going to do when I fill out the lineup and I don't have Gibbs to put in the lineup somewhere. Third the last 2 years, first this year. Alec Wong the same way. Dylan Dillard's been such a great surprise. Brian Davis took a very average, for his ability, freshman year and has turned it into a phenomenal sophomore year. Be good to have him back next year. Happy for that. Dylan Dillard was a surprise coming to us, and he's really helped us. Jackie Miles has emerged. Ben Elzey went from a 300 junior college hitter to almost a 400 Division I hitter. Those guys have been consistent and constant for us all year long. Going down the stretch here, Pete Jackson, man, Pete's hot right now. Swinging a very good bat, got a lot of confidence. Had an injury that kind of derailed him for the last couple of weeks of the season. Played the last week and had gained a lot of momentum and has carried that through the tournament, through the first game. So, we're playing good as a group right now. The guys are enjoying being around each other. Hopefully this thing won't come to an end anytime soon. I don't see it coming to an end. I know these guys don't see it that way. We're not going to put pressure on them. Baseball's, there's enough pressure just playing the game. But it's been fun. This has been a fun team to watch. It's been fun to watch how they go about their business here in the MEAC tournament. So, we'll come out tomorrow, be loose, and play baseball, and hopefully things will come out in our favor.
It's all about knowing what we need to do when we play again. Bethune, we played them 6 times this year. We know they're going to come out fighting. They're going to try to prove that they should have been the #1 team in the South, and they're going to come up and play us. And we know this great competition, this tournament, and then they're one of the top teams here, and they want to prove it. Coming out, we didn't have to play that extra game, which saves pitching, saves morale. Coming in and starting off hot. You gotta start and we gotta finish. That's all we gotta do. That's the one thing Coach Shute preaches, and we try to stay within each other. We gotta start how we finish. The field is unbelievable. You come in and you have something you've been working for all season, and the long practices in the fall, the weights, the long hitting days that you don't want to be at the field, you still come out there and giving everything you have, and then finally you get here and you feel the atmosphere. It's just an amazing feeling.
The first game is always the most important. That sets the tone for the rest of the playoffs, and I just did everything I could to keep us in the game. I gave up a few hits, but I was doing everything I could to grind and get the outs and just get us back in the dugout to score, and it worked out. Clutch defense is so important. For about 4 straight innings, there were guys on first and second, no outs, and we managed to grind through it. And that just builds so much momentum on the defense, and everybody goes into the offense and they're energized and they're ready to go. And that's where we put up the 6th spot, and we just kept doing it. And Dylan hit that home run after a big inning, and it all just builds on itself. Well, I think the day off is a thing we need too. It's a time for us. We got off a win. We can feel loose, relaxed for a day, but then remember, we got business to do tomorrow, and all the veterans and stuff, like all the seniors and everybody. Our games are we don't know when our last game's going to be. So, all of us, keeping that in mind, it gives us that extra motivation to encourage the underclassmen and stuff. Like my game, I'm not sure if that's going to be my last start from yesterday. So, all I can do now is encourage everybody else, to keep that same drive and motivation so we keep playing and, so the season doesn't end sooner.
It felt great. Started off a little slow. You know, everybody was a little nervous, of course, but it was good nerves. But we got things going. We had quality at bats, had a couple walks, and then we broke the game open. So it felt good to get the first one under our belt. This is probably the best team that's come up to the MEAC, all around, batting, pitching, defensive-wise, and we have a lot of great chemistry. So I feel good about this team. Well, we just have to have fun. We have to realize the task at hand, but at the same time, we have to stay loose and have a good time. We're up here on a mission to handle business, but at the same time, we're here with our brothers. Great day off.
Yeah, you know, we also wanted to send a little shout out to the FAMU Rattler softball team and Coach Wiggins and the fine job and Coach Johnson those guys did with their team this year. You know, representing FAMU the way they did all year long, three-peating again as softball champions in the MEAC. You know, we're just trying to follow their lead.